Hello and welcome to the Retranslated Podcast. I am your host today, JackFuture VA. Today I am joined by Casa. No, wait. No, I'm not.
Casa's not here.
Casa's not here. I'm joined by Adam.
Hello.
And Marcus.
Hiya.
We'll cut out the Casa bit.
No, you could just start again if you
No, we don't cut nothing out. This is
we
real.
don't cut anything out. This is genuine.
Oh, okay, then fair enough. It's real, damn it.
Yeah, no, I thought Casa was gonna be here because you said you were gonna mention him.
No,
about it,
pinged
but...
him, but he's not available, so
No.
it's just the three. It's just the three of us today.
Alright, no issue. No issue.
So we may be hosting. You may be hosting, sorry, but me and Marcus already did like a pilot episode.
Yes.
Episode 0. Go and check that out. But we thought, screw it. Let's just start the episode of episode 1 by getting your thoughts on each of the games, Jack.
Alright.
So start with Kingdom Hearts 1. Thoughts?
I know this is a very controversial thing, but I actually like Kingdom Hearts 1 a lot more than every other game. Kingdom Hearts 2 is on par in my opinion, but I don't know, Kingdom Hearts 1 just has this special place in my heart.
I agree.
No, that's fair. It's not my favorite, but that's a fair opinion.
When it comes to casually playing through a Kingdom Hearts game again, it's KH1 or KH2 for me. Usually KH1 though.
Well, because Kingdom Hearts 2 and every subsequent sequel, they've added on to the gameplay, but in Kingdom Hearts 1 it's just so pure. It's the fundamentals, and I think that's why it's just so relaxing.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything from Kingdom Hearts 1 that you don't like?
Not
Atlantic
really, actually.
Atlantic is too easy.
Yeah, I that is one thing though, is Kingdom Hearts 1, the worlds are very short, but I think that's kind of a good thing, because you just do a world and it's done, unless you're doing secret challenges or it's Olympus or anything like that.
Yeah,
it's just kind of
I gotta say,
you leave.
I do agree, though. I do agree with that. For example, most of the worlds, for example, Deep Jungle, there's not much you can do after you beat the main story. But then Wonderland, there's a whole extra segment or two of the world that you don't even go to in the base game.
Yeah.
So it's you have to go back. That's where you find the Lady Luck Keyblade. You get other stuff.
I'll have you know,
I love that.
I 100%ed the Tree Slider mini game.
Oh, the Tree Slider mini game. Oh man.
People say a lot of people will say Tarzan is their least favorite world from that game. I actually really liked Tarzan.
I like the Tarzan world.
I like them all, honestly. I don't even care. I like Atlantica.
I think Kingdom Hearts 1 doesn't really have any bad worlds. It's just kind of worlds that disorient you, and you have to kind of figure them out.
Although, speaking of Tarzan hatred, Chain of Memories. What do you think of that one?
I'm gonna be honest. I still to this day have never beaten Chain of Memories.
Oh.
Not even Chain of Memories?
No.
Oh no.
Well,
I'm just gonna tell you one thing, Jack.
Yes.
It's called Lethal Frame.
Yeah. Sonic Blade. Just
Sonic Blade and Lethal Frame.
Okay, wait. I did get
Lethal Frame.
far. I got really far, but I just felt like I wasn't making progress. And
you do have to grind a little bit near the end, yeah. But if you could set up a deck that basically lets you just cast Sonic Blade or Lethal Frame, you're done for the entire game.
I've seen clips of that. I know it seems like it. So what I was doing was I had a friend who had never played any Kingdom Hearts game, and so I bought the 1.5 and 2.5 Final Mix collection.
Yeah.
And I also bought 3 and Dream Drop. So I just was playing through everything on my console, and we were just playing through everything. I was explaining the story. We were going 1 Chain, and then around halfway through Chain, they got really bored, and I was like,
oh no.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
They were like, so what is this game like? What happens? And I'm like, okay, all you need to know is Sora loses memories. Okay. And that there's this girl named Namine, and they were like, okay.
But it answers so many questions because it explains why they're called Organization 7 in the second game.
I gave them like a full rundown when we were playing through Kingdom Hearts 2. Like I let them play the Roxas theme, the Roxas theme, like completely, like they didn't know anything about it. And then after you went back to Sora, I like explained all their questions.
So we jumped into Kingdom Hearts 2 now.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Thoughts on the second one then?
Kingdom Hearts 2. I love Kingdom Hearts 2. It's just, I mean, there's not really much to hate about it. Yeah. I just think it's
lack of Roxas.
Lack of Roxas, but the fact that is like one of the few games that has Roxas.
True.
I will say, the lack of Roxas does make the Roxas boss battle at the end way more. That's why I think Roxas.
That's one of the best boss fights in the entire series.
I think the reason why Roxas works is because at the beginning you're like disappointed to see him. Because you're like, oh, I'm playing as Roxas? I thought this was Kingdom Hearts. Where's Sora? And then Roxas dies, and you're like, bring him back!
And then it's your boy, Sora, happy-go-lucky.
And then it's like
no child just died in this room.
Yeah, I think what makes it even more, like, heart-wrenching is the fact that Sora doesn't know, but he can feel it. Like, he knows something's up. Like the scene with Hayner, Pence, and Olette when they're on the train and he just starts crying.
Oh god.
It's Roxas dying inside.
I'm glad that KH3 gave like a happy ending, but like, dang, still hits.
Yeah. Birth by Sleep.
Nomura wasn't even gonna put Roxas in KH3.
Ooh.
Was actually? Oh, he put him at the end of Chain of Memories, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he wasn't going to be at the end of KH3. I mean, Roxas wasn't going to come back.
Well, because the reason why Roxas is like such... I think that's why a lot of people are kind of like disappointed with 3 was because it was too easy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because with Naminé and Roxas, their whole relationship was kind of fake. Because it was like a shadow of Kairi and Sora, and that's how it started, but eventually they became their own people, but then they had to go back into Sora and Kairi. Which is why the characters work so well, is because it's like this, they can never be together, but they can kind of exist in a way. Yeah. And I was happy with the idea of Sora just is Roxas, and Roxas is Sora. And that one scene in like Dream Drop where like he looks inside himself and he talks to Roxas, it's great. It's a bunch of great scenes like that.
We are skipping ahead a little bit.
I'm just like going back and forth.
It's fine. Birth by Sleep. What do you think of that one?
Birth by Sleep. I liked Birth by Sleep. But I will say, so I had it on the original like what was it? Was it PSP or PS Vita?
PSP. PS Portal. Yeah.
I had both, so I forgot which one it was on. But I played through the game as Ventus. I did not know you could play as Terra or Aqua.
Hang on, so when you were given the option to play as Terra, Aqua, and then Ventus... Oh no, Terra, Ventus, Aqua in that order. You scrolled down and was like, you can't play as Terra, and clicked on Ventus.
Well, because I looked at him and I'm like, that guy looks like Roxas, and then I clicked, and then I just assumed that was like I thought that was like the sword, shield, and magic selection, like where it's like, oh, you guys select which one you want.
Oh, right. So you thought there was like
I thought it was like inconsequential, but then years later I learned that there was an order you were supposed to play them in, and.
It's not a set in stone order. It's just a
but it's a general order. And when I beat the game as Ventus, I was like, oh, that was pretty short, but good game.
So you gave up a third of the way through.
Yeah, just about. I mean, but like I had that really cool battle with Vanitas, and I was like, oh, they're the Keyblade.
Fair enough. I'm assuming because you're a massive Roxas fanboy. I'm assuming you love Days then.
I love Days. I actually just like got like I played through it recently, and like every time the Shion scene just kind of gets me, and it makes me want to play 2, but just the beginning.
Only 7 days to go, and then my summer vacation's over, and then that's when everybody starts crying because they know what happens.
Yeah.
Only 7 days to go, and then I die. That's pretty much what he's saying.
Yeah.
Coded? Recoded?
Recoded? I actually never got to play Recoded.
That's fine. We'll quickly skip over that one then. 3D.
Nope. Come on.
I watched cutscenes.
You watched the cutscene movie?
I watched the cutscene movie.
The entire game is skippable, in my opinion, except for the Roxas boss fight.
Oh no, because the whole point of I actually watched like a gameplay thing of the Roxas battle, which I think is great.
So
because
good.
It's meant to be kind of the KH2 battle, but you're playing as KH1 Sora.
Yeah.
And I think that's like an interesting idea. Is
It doesn't
playing
mean
as,
anything.
like,
It
But
doesn't
the
mean anything.
cutscene, the meaning behind it is what's.
But
what
it
hurts.
doesn't mean anything because you're not playing as Sora. You're playing as a fake Sora.
Well, it does matter to Mickey.
He's not Sora.
He's
I
just
know.
snooping in on Jiminy's journal. That's his private journal, man.
Yeah, and it also explained what the little letter in the bottle was.
Mickey's not there crying like, oh, well, I better tell Sora that his doppelganger just killed him.
that his self is not himself, and there's also like 15 people inside him.
Recoded is pointless. Like,
It's fun.
They shouldn't have turned into a movie. Coded should have turned into a shorter movie.
A book.
A short little comic, like a one-entry
A
manga series.
one-page comic.
It should like a pamphlet.
Just
A
three,
summer
maybe
camp.
3 pages.
Like little pamphlet.
Here's my business card. It's the entire story of Recoded.
Take a trip into Adamonator Cricket's journal from KH1 and find
I
stuff
think-
that was definitely there that Jiminy knew that the rest of us didn't.
The only reason Recoded is skippable is because the audience already knows all of that. But the game is just like catching the characters up to what like the audience knows.
That's how you know your characters are dumb, though.
Yeah, when you need the whole game catching them up.
3D.
Never beat. The drop mechanic was too weird for me.
It was a bit weird. Did you not use any of the drop-me-nots?
That's a thing.
Yeah, there was an item that
Yep.
stopped the. No, it didn't stop it, but it added time to.
It reset it, I think.
It just added time because there was like a weak drop-me-not and a strong.
I tried like getting through it, but like I would just get on a boss battle and like halfway through I just drop and then it'd reset.
Basically, the entire game can be beaten by when you get Balloonra, specifically Balloonra, not Balloonga. Yeah, the game's pretty much over. Because
I knew the
Balloonra
gist
is
of the story though, so
Balloonra is the
good.
strongest ability in that game because it knocks everything back.
Yeah.
Should have been a
Yeah.
Riku game.
I got up to
Balloonra and
the
Drop-me-nots.
I got up to the I'm already half Xehanort and I was like
So you got to the end.
So you got to the end!
basically, but I never beat it.
You got to beat the game. You got to the end. Oh, that's
Yo.
it's a waste of a game. That anyway.
I'm gonna say it again.
I mean, I
It
still
should've
have the
just been a
save. I
Riku
can
game.
go beat it real quick and come back.
Go beat it. Like, finally, Kingdom Hearts 3. We'll talk about the DLC at the same time. So,
Wait, you have the Story So Far collection! Yeah, go play it!
Yeah.
yeah. So 3 and the Remind DLC. Thoughts on that?
I liked 3.
Actually, I do actually want to know favorite of the 7 Disney Worlds. Which was your favorite and which was your least favorite?
Like favorite, like how? Because there's a lot of different.
Favorite. So like, overall, which one would you say I liked this world?
The one that I think I enjoyed the most was Pirates. I love
Pirates. That's fair.
I love Pirates.
It's not my favorite just because it does rely on the crab thing a bit too hard.
Yeah,
but once you get the Black Pearl, you're set.
Yeah, once you get the Black Pearl, you're done.
Well, because I loved the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and when I played 2 and I saw Jack Sparrow, I was freaking out. I was like, "Look, Sora said my name!" No, and
oh my gosh, he said it in Kingdom Hearts 1.
That was also with Jack Sparrow and Jack Skellington. It was with both Jacks.
There's no Adams in this series yet.
Yeah, maybe there will be. Maybe in Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yeah,
that's
in the middle of Tokyo.
That's Luxor's real name. Luxor's real name is Adam.
I would actually freak.
If that might actually be true. Well, all I remember from that world was just like, because I loved Pirates of the Caribbean, and I liked the first one, but the second and third ones were always like my favorite because Davy Jones is just such a good villain. And when I played the little boss battle where you fight him, I was just like, had a giant grin on my face. I'm like, yes.
And then like, so of the Disney worlds,
Kraken should have been a super boss.
Mm-hmm. You should have he should have jumped off.
That would have been
like.
Cool.
So if of the Disney worlds, which one's your least favorite and why is it Arendelle?
Shush. It actually isn't for me.
Is it not?
No, it's Kingdom of Corona.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's actually the Fairy Tale Kingdom.
Oh, shut up!
It says Kingdom of Corona.
No, play Melody and Memory. They retconned
Why do you not like Kingdom of Corona?
Well, I don't know. It was both Frozen and the Tangled world, I think, suffer from being too close to the movies. I think they're both like suffer from that.
Yeah, we did actually mention that in the last episode where, like, it's they both follow the movies, but
you're watching Let It Go while Donald and Goofy are in the background.
Yeah, no, that's dumb. Like, that's why.
Yeah,
that's half the reason I hate out.
Well, because I think it makes sense when it's like adding context, which is where I think I like Arendelle better because like they have the whole side plot with Snowball, and there's the giant fight with the wolf. But in Corona, it's kind of like the same story as like exactly you're just following around the characters.
I do understand why a lot of people don't like the world. I personally do like it, but
I mean, I like all the worlds, but that was my least favorite Disney World.
I'm just glad you didn't say Monstropolis because that is my favorite world.
I like Monstropolis a lot because it's a totally like unique story. Story-wise, Monstropolis is probably my favorite.
Finally, go to the DLC. Any strong thoughts about the DLC? The Remind DLC.
Oh yeah. Got to play as Roxas. Best DLC.
Yeah. Fair enough.
True.
We're leaving it at that. Cool.
And Mickey Mouse gets like gunned down in like one of the scenes. I just remember that.
He only gets gunned down if you miss the.
I just kept missing.
Which you intentionally miss it.
I just wanted to see the little mouse go.
Oh no! I missed the prompt again. Mickey's getting shot in the face by 13 bullets.
Yeah.
And
also the ending. It was sad.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about Melody and Memory quickly?
Sure. We can graze over it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get to listen to Dearly Beloved Swing Edition when the credits hit, because that's now our credits theme. But yeah, well, ending theme anyway, not credits.
Yep.
But yeah, what did you think of that?
I haven't played too much of Melody Memory. I like rhythm games, but I just never got into it because I was like, oh, it's just kind of. I mean, there is a story, but it's like I'd say it's the least story-wise Kingdom Hearts game because it's just telling what Kyrie's doing. Like, oh, we found where
story
Sora might
is
be.
only like the story is only once you beat KH3, and then there's like those two or three final songs, and that's pretty much the story. You have to play through the entire series to get to that.
All the story was
the new little story bits and like playing the character themes and getting those cool videos. That was the best part of the game to me.
And Fairy Godmother finally showing up again.
Yeah,
true.
That was nice. Yeah, I mean, like obviously with Melody Memory, it has quite a big modding scene as well.
I know that. I know that.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of people that make their own modded songs. Which is hard. I've done some of them. They are,
I can see what you're doing, Adam. You're trying to like segue.
I am trying to segue a little bit, but still, I still don't. I'm still not fond of the mods of Melody Memory. They are
well, because some of them make sense, but then some of them don't.
Yeah. Would you like to listen to the segue?
Okay, guys, get on your segues. We're going over to the different part of the conversation where we're going to be talking about mods, I guess. Yeah. A little bit.
Yeah, we're talking mods.
Specifically.
Yeah. What specifically? What are we doing?
The retranslated mod, which is still in development, people. It's coming out 2022, coming soon to Nexus probably.
Yeah. So, for context, because I might end up getting rid of the original video, I don't know yet. We had a whole event at March Caprice. It was amazing, and at that point, Jack showed off a mod that he'd been working on, and didn't really tell us what he was doing. And then when he sent me the footage, it was really, really cool of all of our voices in the game, and that was fun.
So I'm just gonna just go on a long tangent here where I'm gonna explain everything that the mod is going to achieve.
Yeah.
So far we've managed to do basically every single companion plus Sora, which is amazing because that took a very long time.
Am I right in saying that as of recording this, you've only got like a couple of voices left?
As of recording this, I just finished Neverland Donald to Goofy, and all I have to do is Monstro Donald to Goofy and Goofy for Tarzan, and that's all companions. Like that's it.
Yeah, people don't realize each world treats each character as its own thing.
Yeah, so the reason why this has been taking much longer than I anticipated was because Sora, Donald, and Goofy aren't a universal thing throughout the whole game. Each world is a different Sora, Donald, and Goofy, so I have to individually go through every single world and mod Sora, Donald, and Goofy again and again and again.
Yeah.
And it's very time-consuming.
Yeah.
But that part is done, and we've even done a few bosses.
Speaking of bosses, like aren't me and Marcus like most of them?
Yeah. I don't know why that is.
Can we go through it? Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, me and Marcus cover about 80% of the bosses.
Yeah.
So Wonderland
is the Queen of Hearts.
That's Queen of Hearts. But actually, no. We should restart in Traverse Town, where
Traverse Town is
Leon,
which is Marcus.
Which is Marcus.
Technically, if you want to count Riku as the boss on Destiny Islands,
that is well, because that is also done. Also, the Destiny Island kids are done as well, which is me, I believe.
You're
Titus.
You were Titus. No, I was Titus, wasn't I?
No, I'm Titus, I think.
You were Titus? No, I thought I did Titus.
I thought
because you were Sora for.
I think it was one of those, maybe. I don't know. It's been a while. Casa was Waka, and then
because we didn't feel comfortable giving a guy who was very blatantly speaking in a very let's say Polynesian accent to someone someone in our group who was white, basically. I didn't feel comfortable with that.
And also because Costa said he would like to do it.
Yes. Am I right in saying that Selfie was Little Wendy, right?
I believe so. I believe that.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
When we're going through like everything, I'll like get a checklist and like actually individually thank everyone. Then for Wonderland
I'll just list off all the worlds and you just tell me like what voice, like the unique voices to the world. So you got Wonderland.
Just the Queen of Hearts, because no other character speaks.
Do we have that voice in?
No, not currently, but that should be very easy because I think she has like 3 lines.
Get them, you fools.
Yeah. We have the Tarzan world, which
is Tarzan, voiced by Casa, and Clayton, voiced by Adam.
Yeah, I'm the Clayton voice. So I'm the one that goes... That was a lot of fun to do, actually.
I think you did an amazing job.
There's
the Colosseum.
Skipped over the Colosseum,
Marcus,
which is a lot of people.
Which is a lot of Marcus. Because he was
Marcus, Leon, Hercules, Cloud.
Cloud, Leon, Hercules.
I think the only voice you didn't do was Sephiroth, which was done by me.
Which is done by Adam.
The 80%.
Who did Hades?
So we haven't found a replacement for Hades yet. So
okay.
I'm not going to mention them by name because they've been removed from the project. But
I played Hades in episode 1 or 2 of the series before we actually
we had a Hades replacement. I'll be upfront here. I wasn't too happy with the performance. It's why I'm not too fond of part 3 and 4 where Hades appear. But yeah, we're gonna be replacing Hades for the mod. I think it'll end up being Marcus.
It'll probably be Marcus. So
either me or Adam. There's a good chance.
Okay, and then next world is Agrabah.
Agrabah, yeah. Which Aladdin is you, isn't it, Jack?
Aladdin is me. It's one of the 2 side characters I get to play aside from Sora.
And then we had Genie was Casa.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's voicing Genie in the fights. We also need some Jasmine lines, don't we?
Yeah, like a few.
When she's inside the pop from Speed.
I found those recently.
You did find them, cool.
And then we have Jafar and Genie Jafar.
And Iago, both still Jafar. Adam and Marcus.
Yeah.
Dude,
Marcus
I don't know.
Jafar.
When you messaged me that,
who else was gonna do the Gilbert Gottfried impression, right?
Dude, when you messaged me and you're like, "Yeah, I need you to be Jafar," I'm like, "What?" Oh no!
You enjoyed that Jafar though. Your Jafar is really good.
I remember doing that little trial read, and you're like, "Yeah, no, you're not talking your way out of this. You're playing Jafar."
No, yeah, because you were very good at it, and I think me and Jack actually noticed when Jack was like doing some modding in the chat. I joined the chat, and we noticed that Marcus hasn't done the Genie Jafar the right way. He's actually voiced it lower.
I remember that. So the game.
Yeah, he was kind of telling me a little bit about that last night.
So the Genie Jafar lines are just pitched down normal Jafar lines. But Marcus had acted them as though like his voice was deeper. So when I did the effects to make it sound right, his voice was like really, really low. So I had to like not do it as harshly. And it came out great, but it was just really funny when I was modding it for the first time.
So if Genie Jafar sounds a little bit off, that's the reason why.
That's why.
It's all my fault.
We go to Atlantica?
Yeah, let's go to Atlantica.
Atlantica. Ariel was done by Little Wendy.
Little Wendy.
who just got her lines in, I'm mistaken?
Yes.
Flotsam and Jetsam were me and Jack.
Oh, yes, we have to do that.
Are they in the mod? Are they in the mod, are they?
Yeah, they have like 2 lines.
Okay.
It's during the Ursula fight, I believe. They just make little, like, little noises.
Oh,
I think they make 1 or 2
You mean,
comments,
you mean the magic Ursula fight rather than the giant one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, I remember now, because, yeah, you have to knock out Flotsam and Jetsam to get magic bubbles. That was it. And then obviously
Marcus
Ursula herself
is... no, I could understand Jafar in the long run. But then when you said, Marcus, could you be Ursula? That's when I was like, okay, hold on.
I need to give some context to this. So, Ursula's voice actress is amazing. We have a massive respect for a lot of voice actors, and Ursula's one is just she's just a legend. She is just so good at the voice, to the point where she ended up singing her own songs in that movie. And we thought, like, okay, well, who are we gonna get to voice Ursula? And so when Ursula only has like maybe 1 or 2 lines, it's Lorelei. And she did a great job. It did sound a bit off, but she did a good enough job. And then when it came to actually voicing for Ursula in retranslated, I figured, like, okay, we need an actual person who can do the voice. How is the best way we're going to do this? And then I sent out a message to every single person saying, hey, can you do a Ursula impression? And Marcus basically put in a joke audition, basically saying, this is the best I could do. And then his audition,
I remember what I did.
No, the audition you put in was so good that I just said, fuck it, you're Ursula.
Yeah, that backfired on me, didn't it?
It backfired on you because you're not to blow smoke up your ass, but you are very talented, and this mod is proof of that because you're voicing 90% of the characters.
I'm gonna be honest right now, though, dude. When I recently rewatched the series, and I have no recollection of voicing Hercules, so when I rewatched that episode, I was like, oh, who voiced Herc? So when I saw the credits, I was like, that was me.
This is
I'm not even kidding. I'm still like, what? This is like that episode's a fever dream. I remember Cloud. I remember doing some goofy lines, but I didn't remember like specifically doing Hercules. And I don't know what I did to my voice, but it sounded nothing like me compared to Goofy or Riku or Cloud.
It happened again.
It's fine, Jack. We were just playing a game. Are you still recording, by the way?
Yes, I've been recording this whole time.
Right. We'll cut out all of the blank stuff because there's nothing we can do about that. You should have just muted yourself rather than deaf.
I should have.
Because we started a huge fucking thing about music. Anyway, if I remember where we went.
We were talking about the mod.
We're talking about the mod.
Nightmare. Halloween Town.
Halloween Town. That was it. So
the first time I appear as a friend.
Yes. You're Jack, aren't you, for that one?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, I've just realised you need fucking lock, shock, and barrel lines, don't you? For the lock, shock, and barrel fight. Oh, I didn't do that because I'm
you're terrible.
No, I'm shocking that one.
Who were that? That was you two and...
No, Lock, Shock and Barrel was me, Ocean, and Laurie.
You, Ocean, Laurie, that's right, yeah.
Well, I was Shock. Laurie was Shock. I was Lock, Laurie was Shock, and Ocean was Barrel.
Ocean was Barrel, yeah. And Kosa was Oogie Boogie.
Kosa is Oogie Boogie, yeah.
Still waiting for his lines, because I think that'll be a lot of fun when he finally puts that in.
Come on, baby. Healing machine.
Monstro is next, where the only real person is Pinocchio and Riku, right?
Riku,
yep.
yeah.
And I guess I'm doing Pinocchio for that level, but
yeah,
it
you
was
because Pinocchio was our old voice actor for Hades. Again, not mentioned by name, but yeah.
I guess I'm doing Pinocchio, so I'll just do the little like noises.
Get me out of here! Get me out of here!
And then we finally move on to
Neverland.
Which
you're Peter Pan.
I'm Peter Pan, and I think I did an okay job. Okay.
I did Captain Hook.
You did Captain Hook.
Oh,
I don't think I ever recorded that and sent that guy to you guys. So I gotta.
No, but I did get to see.
Oh yeah, because I showed you the gameplay.
Yeah.
Well, now Donald and Goofy and Peter Pan and Sora are all in. So.
What is that? Is that like just like him whistling or something?
It's making a little like noise where he's going.
Right.
Yeah.
We always wonder what that was. Just like fucking Jafar's blah 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 blah. Like that shit.
That was the difficult part when I was doing my Jafar lines.
So when I was doing the retranslating thing of it, I actually put that through a translator. That's why it's instead of cuckoo cuckoo, it's woohoo hoo hoo. Woohoo hoo hoo.
Very good. That's very good.
And then we moved on to Hollow Bastion.
Hollow Bastion is next, yeah.
Which is Ocean as Beast.
Ocean as Beast, yeah.
And
obviously Marcus is
Riku.
Riku
Dark
and
Riku.
Possessed Riku.
And then Casa is Dark Riku, and I don't think he's Ansem for that world.
No, he does get to voice over the Dark Riku though. So
yeah.
A fun fact about the retranslated series, because let's face it, as much as a great voice actor Marcus is, Casa is the stronger voice actor. So I had Marcus say the lines first because it actually worked out that way. It worked out that Riku was saying the lines. You just hear Ansem's
It's meant to be a
voice
quiet
sort of in
Ansem.
the background. So Marcus would voice the lines first, and then Casa would voice over them again. So hopefully we'll have that effect done in.
Oh no, 100%. I'll be doing that effect.
Yeah.
So. And then for End of the World, the Satan won't actually need any voice lines. So...
Satan? Do you call him Satan?
Isn't that
Chernabog?
Chernabog.
It is it?
Yeah, that's Chernabog, bro.
Chernabog.
Chernabog.
He is basically Disney's Satan, but he's called the Chernabog.
Okay, I didn't know. That's what I just called him all the time.
Yeah. No, but there wasn't really much for the for that one, was there?
There's just Ansem.
I don't think there's any battle quotes or anything at all.
It's literally just Ansem.
For Winnie the Pooh either.
No, I can't.
Just cutscene.
No, but they do say stuff during the minigames, which will have to be done.
Ooh, that's true.
And that is all the characters, not just the ones with the head cutscenes.
Oh, we're gonna have to figure out the whole gang.
Yeah, we'll have to have a look at that one. I'm actually not entirely sure.
I'll figure that out.
I find that episode crazy because I play Jack Skellington in that episode, and then I show up and play Ursula and Flotsam, and then we switch over and I'm voicing Winnie the Pooh.
You were Winnie the Pooh, yeah.
Yeah, I was Goofy, Jack, Flotsam, Ursula, and Winnie the Pooh in that episode. I was working.
I will say, like, I'm glad that I had Casa voice Tigger, because
Casa's Tigger is so
great
good.
job.
Casa's Tigger is amazing, but with obviously with I'll again I'll reveal another thing. It was actually to do with the Winnie the Pooh world as well. With the translation stuff, we do have to take some creative liberties. The Winnie the Pooh world was one, for example, where Pooh translated to not really comfortable saying this word. It's poof, which in British slang is what you'd call a homosexual male, and I wasn't comfortable having that in the project. So if you do end up going like, oh, is that really what it does translate you to, and you translate it yourself, that's why some of the translations are a little bit off.
Yeah, we'll take some liberties every now and then.
Yeah, like we try and avoid stuff like when. But yeah, I was so nervous when Tigger's name was going through it because of that. Because of not that. Yeah, I was just. I'm not gonna say it, but like you can figure it out. But I was so nervous putting them through the translator. I was like, please don't do it, please don't do it. And thankfully, it didn't do it.
Because it'll just do really weird stuff sometimes. Like it seems like, oh, why would that ever happen? But there's been some weird ones where it's like, how? Like sometimes it'll literally just swap around one letter for no reason.
Yeah.
Like I think Sora at one point was like Sopa.
Yeah, Sora's had the most.
Solgar.
Sora's had the most name changes. Like, oh, sorry about the motorbike. Yeah, Sora's had the most name changes in the entire series. Like, you'll have noticed in the Chain of Memories episode that we just released. He was referred to as Mai a lot, and that's
Mai.
Yeah, that's his most consistent name so far. Whereas I think every other episode, like just the part 7, he was named 12 different things in just that one episode.
I love. Yeah. One of my favorite things we did was at the end of the I think it was part 7 for the first game. We had the little battle report, and it was like all the little things.
Yeah, I like that. I like putting that in. That was very cute detail, and I want to do one for each series. Try and mix up the information each time. I'll definitely do a runtime. I'll definitely
make it personal to every series. So far, one of my favorite name changes though was Axel being changed to Accelerator.
When did that happen?
All the names have changed. Like Vexen changed to Bexen with a B. Marluxius has changed as well, but we can't reveal that because part 2 is not out right now.
Ooh.
But yeah, he got some weird names. Larxene was changed to Laxid at one point. I still think my favorite one is. I still think my favorite one is. Maleficent was changed to Marlene Vicent.
Yeah, that one was kind of like
she was just given a normal name.
I think Beast was also changed to Monster at some point.
Yeah, Beast was changed to Monster a couple of times.
I think that one was just like caught me off guard. I don't know why that got me.
Should we move on to our final segment of the podcast then?
Sure. Oh, wait. So, on the note of names, I'm just when we eventually get to Dream Drop, Quasimodo, that is not staying the same. Quasimodo.
Actually, I do think it will stay the same because it's so iconic. So the more complicated the names, they tend to stay the same. And I just realized we actually said that we go through a lot more of the mod stuff, but we only went through the voices. Voices are not the only things you changed, was it, Jack?
Wait. Oh, yes. I forgot about this. I've been changing textures as well, to better match the aesthetic of the retranslated.
Yeah.
So sadly, I can't change actual text. So the battle quote, attack, magic, items. I can't change any of that because it'll literally just break the game if I try to do that. So, but what I can change is any text that is a texture, which includes signs or keyblades or anything where there's text on a physical object.
Cutscenes do the cutscenes not count?
What do you mean? Oh, the cutscenes. The text under the cutscenes will not change either.
Oh, that's a shame.
So
we will be trying to change the voices as best
we'll change the voices. So it'll be like a nice little contrast where you'll hear the retranslated version, but then it'll basically be the final mix translations underneath. in text.
Yeah. No, but with regards to textures, you changed some of the weapons, didn't you?
A few of the weapons, yes. Namely, any texture that has text on it. So, for instance, the Colosseum Keyblade has like Hercules on the side and on the little keychain. Those have been changed. I'm not gonna reveal to what. It isn't Hercules though.
They have been
Hercules.
Yeah, they've not been translated, but they are
changed. Names of characters.
One that I don't mind showing. It's the one with the book keychain.
Yes. We've swapped a few of the weapons to just be retranslated weapons. One of which is I'm drawing a blanket.
Oh, I'm drawing a blanket. Is it Spellbinder?
Spellbinder. Spellbinder. It's basically exactly the same, except the book on the bottom has a British flag and a Japanese flag on it.
Yeah, that's a cute little. We'll show that. We'll show that on the screen.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll show that on the screen. It's like, oh, look at all the details of this book. Oh, so beautiful.
We aren't actually seeing it. This is just for post.
Yes. But yeah, the game's gonna have the mod's gonna have a lot of stupid little details like that. Like, can I also reveal that you managed to brick the game by naughting someone?
Oh,
you naughted
this
someone.
is a funny story.
Should we say who? Should we say who, or should we leave that to?
I think I'm allowed to discuss because I don't think it'll be in the final version because it literally broke the game.
I thought you naughted someone, and then when you tried to change it back, that's what broke it. So they had to stay naughted.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe that might have been it.
I think that's what it is because you.
I'll just reveal.
I think we're good. Yeah.
I'll just reveal who it is. So it was incidentally, it was Kyrie's grandmother. For the cutscene where Sora goes in the past, when I was just joking around with the textures, so I made her eyes yellow because her hair's already white. And I said, "Oh look, Kyrie's grandma has been Norded." But when I tried to swap it back, the game just wouldn't load. So I had a save of her with the Nord eyes, and I think the game will just break if I don't keep it at that.
The retranslated mod has Kyrie's grandmother naughted confirmed.
Yeah, there's a bunch of little things like that I'm trying to put in. One of them, which didn't go well, Marcus suggested yesterday that I put the names of the actors on the feet of the characters.
Why you gotta throw me under the bus like that?
Well, because it was a joint idea. It was a joint idea.
Like a Toy Story.
Like Toy Story. But I found out if you change the textures of the characters, it really messes them up. So I decided, and that's probably what happened with Kyrie's grandma. So I just decided ultimately, like, it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about the motorbike noises. As you listen to more podcast episodes where I'm involved, you will hear a variety of vehicles. Should we move on to the last segment of the podcast?
Let's move on to the last segment because I think we're running out of time.
We'll start with Marcus because are you aware of what we're doing right now, Marcus? I don't know if you're fully here. You've not spoken.
We're talking about the mod.
No, we were talking about the mod. We're going to talk about our what if scenario sort of thing. So we wanted to. I sort of mentioned this in parts in the pilot, but we want to bring light to some different projects that Disney has done or acquired, and say like, oh, what if this was in Kingdom Hearts? And I think we're going to start off very basic for this one, and we wanted to talk about Moana, didn't we?
Moana.
Yeah, we did.
Because Moana, I think, missed the cut for Kingdom Hearts 3 because they decided on the worlds. Like, nearly like 8 years ago.
They decided on the worlds like right as Frozen 1 was coming out.
Yes.
It was so Moana was like a few years late, like 5 years late.
So if that's why, if you're wondering why Moana wasn't in Kingdom Hearts 3, that is why.
So it's probably gonna be in Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yeah, well, hopefully. We don't know yet. But we wanted to talk about, like, what if Moana was in Kingdom Hearts? I think we're going to be basing it on the Kingdom Hearts 3 game engine, though, aren't we?
Yep.
Because it's the most recent one. We're not basing, like, imagine basing on the fucking Melody and Memory one.
Oh, no, that would... Melody of Moana.
Yeah. The only thing that I really want from a Moana world is a Tamatoa music-based battle.
That sounds
so
interesting.
Things like, there are games out there, things like Crypt of the Necrodancer and things of basically games that attack on the beat. I would like it if they had like a battle version of Shiny playing in the background, and you'd have this 3D model of Tamatoa who would be attacking in time with the music. Because that would just suit the style of that character, of beating people up in the shiniest way possible.
Very flashy indeed.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I will say though, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's Maui as a companion would probably be my new favorite Kingdom Hearts companion.
So here's one for you. Who would you have as the party members? Let's say you could have two. Who would they be?
Well, they introduced water magic in Kingdom Hearts 3, so you could totally have Moana and just have her rely heavily on water magic.
Tamatoa can like shape change.
I want to throw out a curveball on that, Marcus. Love the idea. Can we just remove Moana from that and just have our party members as Maui and the water?
It would just be the ocean.
Ocean.
I'm not sure how that would work. It'd be cool like if it was like a Pirates of the Caribbean kind of thing, like you could have Moana on your boat or on your little raft, and she could be like, "Go ocean!" And like the ocean would create like a little tsunami that could possibly take out like the weird little coconut pirates.
Essentially, like Moana would control the raft while you guys, like the team, moved around, and maybe the ocean could create platforms for you to walk.
You can like go under the water to go into like the Tamatoa layer and everything.
But like if you could say like, oh well, how is Sora able to keep up with the boat? Oh, it's just the ocean holding in place.
Oh yeah, like the ocean does what it does in the movie. It literally just picks him up and drops him back off at the boat.
Yeah. Like you could do so much with that.
Whereas in like what was it, the Pirates world, you could just fly. If you had glide, you could just leave the boat.
I feel like if we are going to compare it to any world, it would be the Pirates world.
It's basically just pirates, but with a different story and a smaller boat.
Exactly. So let's say what land masses would you want if we had this vast ocean, which you could sail to different islands to? What islands would we want?
Obviously, though, you would go to her, her
island,
her home island.
Get the coconuts.
Yeah, Motunui. Maybe an island based around the coconuts, or maybe even the coconuts could have like a giant fortress-like thing out in the fortress harbor, similar to Stormalong Harbor from Flapjack.
I would love it.
They just have like a giant little base out in the middle of the ocean.
I would love it if there was a mini game on Motunui where Moana refused to leave until you got her stuff, which were just the ingredients you got in the first game. So the 3 mushrooms, the fish, the coconuts.
That would be messed up. Like, man, we really should get ready for this trip.
Help her build
get us some fresh water, some mushrooms.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, that's how
Sora has PTSD.
That's how it would tie into the story. It's like maybe, Sora's reliving the past, and they're going onto a raft. We did that, kind of.
That's why he sees like a connection with
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would work.
And obviously, the darkness, it could be like.
There's literal darkness in that movie.
There's literal darkness in the world. Instead of it being Tafiti's wrath, it would just be the Heartless.
Yeah, and just say that Tafiti was like corrupted by darkness. Bam,
Plus-
you basically
plus-
just done that.
Let's face it, if you're going to have monsters, it's going to be those monsters from the realm of monsters where Tamatoa was.
Yeah, that'll be the
You
battle.
could have Heartless. You could have Heartless in the shape of those monsters. But I'd like to see, in terms of land masses, you'd have to have Motunui.
Tafiti, probably.
Fiti you'd have to have.
Oh, it would be really cool if what if somewhere on the ocean there was just a giant hole in the ocean and you could jump down and that's where
That's...
yeah, the whole underwater little area.
Oh, yeah. Well, instead of climbing the mountain.
Yeah. So you could just take like the little shortcut down that way.
I think that would be a lot more convenient, yeah. Maybe you could have like you have the coconut people.
Yeah.
Like maybe their ship is also sailing around and they just randomly attack. Maybe they have like mini little ships that attack.
You can't sink their boat, but you can fight on it. So it's just constantly like running
their
away.
whole thing is like you just have to knock the coconut people off their ship just to get away.
Yeah, and like if you knock off the leader, like they'll take extra time, but like they're constantly going towards you at all times.
Oh no, I was thinking like the ships would actually be sinkable, but instead of just having that one giant ship that became multiple smaller ships, you would just have lots and lots of small ships.
Oh, and then like when you
have like 5 to 10 coconuts on them.
Like after you find Maui, you fight like a boss battle one where it's all three like joined together.
Oh yeah, no, it's where it's just a giant ship. Moana, like, and obviously like boss fights. I already talked about Tamatoa. You can have like a sort of mini one with the coconuts, but
Tafiti.
It would have to be Tafiti for the last one. But I think would the Tafiti one work better if it was? So do you remember in Dream Drop Distance where you had where Riku fights against Chernobog, and his whole fight is a dive?
Yes.
So his whole thing is he dives down, avoiding enemies, hitting what he needs to, and then when he reaches the end, Chernobog just takes a massive amount of damage. Do that 3 times and then Chernobog dies. What if for the Tafiti fight, like Moana, like the water's been spread by the ocean, and it's your job to run from one end to the other, defeating Heartless, avoiding fireballs to get to Tafiti.
And you have to do it 3 times. It doesn't matter how many Heartless you kill, you just have to do it 3 times. Because he keeps getting pushed back, and then you put in the heart.
Yeah.
Because
Tafiti was never fought, was she? Well, like, Tafiti was never seen as a villain of sorts. It's just that, she was just missing her heart. So it would feel wrong to beat the crap out of her, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it would be a cool idea, since we're still on that whole like possibilities for the world. What if they didn't give us a world, but instead they just gave us like a summon? Like you find like kind of like how you got the the feather charm or the ukulele charm. What if you found an item that was like the heart of Tafiti as the
it's just hey it's just hey.
I think it'd be cool to summon
an egg. Just an egg.
I think it'd be cool for Maui to be a summon, and similar to how Genie in KH2 can switch forms to go from Valor, Wisdom, Master, and Final, you could summon Maui and you'd have base form Maui, but then he could transform into a shark or to the hawk, and he could do like different, like he could carry you around as a hawk, or he could do massive damage as a shark or something like that.
Here's me thinking, like, do you know when you had Chicken Little and you went into his first person mode?
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe like if you had Hey jump out, you went into first person mode as Hey and just ran around. You know, and then you basically created a track of where Hey had gone, sort of similar to the Splash Mountain ride that they had in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh my!
And then once you'd create that track, Maui would come out and just slam through any enemies that following that track.
That'd be kind of cool.
That would be dumb. That'd be really dumb. I like your idea more. I like the transformation thing. I think that's a lot smarter.
People would like it because it's a callback.
Oh god, yeah. So let's say that Moana didn't get a world status, didn't get a summon. What if she was in the same style as like Remy or
like just showing up in like Traverse Town or something?
Like a cameo. Like how do you think that would work?
I think it would be very weird because she's a princess. And like typically princesses are like treated with a bit more like, oh, they have a whole world.
So if it was like that, it would have to be similar to what they did in KH1. How, for example, you don't go to Cinderella Castle, or you don't go to Snow White's world. So Moana would just have to be there in the final world that you're trying to save, like when you're trying to save the new princesses of light. So Anna and Elsa would probably be there. Rapunzel would be there. Moana would be there.
Yeah, we didn't get to see all the new princesses of light, did we?
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, who do you think would be the new 6 princesses as well as Kairi? So we have they confirmed Elsa, they confirmed Anna, and they confirmed Rapunzel, right?
And so Kairi still, so that's 4.
That's 4. So who would the other 3 be? Because my
Moana
would be 1.
5.
I doubt they. Do you think they do Merida?
I don't think they do Merida.
Maybe.
I don't think they would.
I mean, they have Pixar now.
Yeah, but I think they're more likely to do Deadpool over Merida.
Wow.
Merida is a good character and
I think
movie.
I think they could do Tiana.
They could totally do Tiana.
As long as she stays...
in the world, Sora turns into a frog.
You become a frog. Donald becomes a firefly.
We'll talk about that in a different episode. But in terms of like the Princess of Heart, Tiana could make a good choice. But as long as she stayed human, because the turning people of color into animals is a weird choice that Disney has made for the past 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
How about
the last one?
Cusco.
Yes, it needs to be Cusco. That's my vote.
Cusco would be
What if it's? I mean, Kairi's an original character. What if there's a second original Princess of Light?
Naminé.
No, not Naminé.
Naminé, Xion, and Kairi. There you go. That's 3.
No, Xion's too emo for.
Same thing with Xion. Yeah, Xion.
I mean, same.
Naminé.
Yeah.
I thought I was too emo, but I ended up playing Hercules.
I am trying to think of like, did they do another Disney princess?
Oh, Megara.
They already rejected. Meg's not a princess in the. They have the Disney princess brand, and Meg's not one of them because she's.
Neither is Kairi.
All right, so all the ever listed princesses are Snow White, Cinderella, Aurora, Ariel, which they didn't do with Ariel, Belle, Jasmine, Pocahontas might be an interesting one.
I think they would have done that like in 2.
I think considering the connotations of Pocahontas now, I don't think they'd do it.
Mulan is evidently considered a Disney princess. I don't.
Yeah, but she wasn't a princess of heart in 2.
Yeah, no, Mulan. Yeah. The reason Mulan was made a princess in the Disney princess brand was because people were upset that like, oh well, Mulan did more than any other woman in Disney films.
That doesn't mean she's a princess.
No, they changed the rules so that they changed the rules so that you could either be an actual.
I think I know who it is,
or someone who did something great for people.
What's that new? It's the new movie. Raya, isn't she a princess?
Oh, Raya.
Raya, yeah.
Raya is a princess, yeah. Well,
so it might be her.
Well, then again, she's not actually a princess. I think she's like
she is.
She's the daughter of the. Moana's actually not a princess.
She's the daughter of a leader of a nation.
Yeah.
Okay, it's basically a
Tiana's
princess.
Oh wait, no, she married a prince, so yeah, she becomes a princess. Yeah.
Yeah, Tiana is actually a princess. Yeah.
Merida technically isn't a princess either. She's like the chief's daughter.
No, the king of Scotland.
Oh, is he the king of Scotland? Oh shit!
No, he is not. Scotland.
I was about to say.
He's a clan leader. He's one of the 4 clan leaders.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I liked that movie actually.
The only other people I could think of are Vanellope from Wreck-It Ralph.
I guess, but they already had Wreck-It Ralph show up in 3.
I don't think they would ever count, even though she's from a very popular family. I doubt they would count Mirabelle as a princess.
No, she's not a princess.
Mirabelle doesn't count.
Yeah, I thought not. Other than that, yeah, I can't really think of any other princesses off the top of my head.
That little Chinese girl from Turning Red.
Oh.
I don't know them. I can't remember the name. I'm genuinely. May. That's it. May.
You know who we need? Giselle from Enchanted.
Oh my God! Yes. No. Giselle is Disney.
Yeah, she's Disney. Yeah.
Enchanted.
No, everyone's predicting that Sora is in like Japan. He's actually in the Enchanted world, and he's just gone to the real world.
Then there's 2 Disney Channels movies too, and I know that you can meet Princess Elena at Disney World. So Elena from of Avalor.
Who? What? Who's that?
She's the she's wearing the red dress. I don't really know much about her.
Of Avalor. I'm gonna have to Google this.
Then there's what the hell's her name? Sophia the First.
Oh.
I don't know what that is either.
That's another Disney Channel.
Wait, did we skip over Rapunzel? No, we mentioned Rapunzel.
Yeah, we mentioned Rapunzel.
Wait. Oh, another cool one would be going to isn't Kira from Atlantis a princess?
Yes.
She's not considered one of the Disney princess brands. So
she is a princess, and Disney just hates that movie for some reason.
Atlantis was so good.
An Atlantis world or a Treasure Planet world got me signed up.
We'll talk about them in another podcast. Actually,
we could bring back Hayden Panettiere, and we could get Princess Dot from A Bug's Life. There we go. We're going to the Bug's Life where we're all becoming bugs.
We're thinking too much about this. Should we?
But the Bug's Life world is just the Toy Story world. That's already like 100%.
Yeah, no, they can.
All the Pixar worlds are connected.
Are we ending the episode?
Wally World, Sora's a robot. No.
Eve's a princess.
Are we ending the episode?
I think that's about
sound like you're in a rush.
The reason I'm pushing this is because it's getting to 1 o'clock in the morning for me.
That'll do it.
Fair.
I'm a UK boy. Leave me alone.
All right. Well,
I was waiting for a 12-hour podcast where all of us speedrun Kingdom Hearts 1 to see who could beat it fastest.
Well, I say we do that. I say we
That'd
do
be awesome.
That. But we do it with the modded version.
Oh no!
Because I can send you guys the modded version. It's only like 6 gigabytes.
I want to find out how fast Jack Sora can beat the hell out of Genie Marcus.
I'm done. I want to go to bed.
All right. This has been the Retranslated Podcast, episode 1.
Yeah, episode 1.
Yeah, episode 1.
This is 0.5. No, this is 0.5. Fragmentary Passage.
0.5, a Fragmentary Passage, Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop, 3D Mix.
You know what? We should make this a tradition. We've already got the tradition of. We've already started it as. That the outro music is swing version of Dearly Beloved, which is now playing. It's playing right now. But should we come up with the title of this episode now?
Okay.
Should we just call it like the modded one?
Yeah. Mods with Jack. Modding with Jack.
Retranslated Podcast episode 1. Remodded.
Modding a Moana.
Modding in Moana. Yeah.
Modding Moana. Modding Moana.
No, not modding Moana. Modding and Moana.
Modding with Moana. Hey guys, my name is Moana of Montanui, and I'm going to show you guys how to mod your life raft.
Mod the video game.
Going to bed. Good night, everyone.
All right. See ya.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
See ya. Bye bye.
See ya. That's the end.